Hi, I'm Paige Schweers.
And I'm Maddie Harkey.
Good morning and welcome to Women's News.
Women's role in society during World War I and the 20s.
Women were gaining jobs that typically men would have. They took jobs as shipment collectors, accountants, telephone operators, and even steel workers.
We have been working outside the home and found greater employment opportunities.
And now in the field, Desiree, interviewing Alyssa La Rochelle on voting for women.
Thank you, Paige and Maddie. Hi, I'm Desiree, and today I'm here with Alyssa La Rochelle to discuss women's success in gaining voting rights in the 1920s. So, as I've read, women's success increased heavily in the 1920s, correct?
Yes, women had in fact male jobs, which increased their motivation to be treated equally to men. Women demanded better wages and more political rights.
What was the women's suffrage movement about?
Well, in 1848, the women's suffrage movement began. This was the fight to gain women's right to vote.
When in fact did women gain the right to vote?
Well, it wasn't easy. Women finally won in 1920, which was the 19th Amendment. This gave women the right to vote, but it took decades of speaking up at outdoor meetings and expressing votes for women on their backs as propaganda.
After winning suffrage, how did women's political views change?
Women's political interest faded in the light of the 1920s cultural movement.
Did feminists argue over the goals of feminism or women's political participation?
Yes, feminists believed that female political participation was impossible.
Why did they think it was impossible?
Mostly because there were new trends, such as fashion and movies. Because of this, politics seemed boring to women and focused more on the new social life. Women wore different kinds of clothing as well, giving more sex appeal.
Swell, Alyssa. Thank you for letting us know more about women's suffrage and women's political roles in the 1920s. Back to you, Paige and Maddie.
Thanks, Desiree, and on to fashion.
Fashion in the 20s became less modest and showing more skin.
The longest dress covered 10% of a woman's body.
That's some insane banana oil right there.
All wet.
Many women cut their hair short to achieve the bob.
Many young women strived to become flappers, a rebellious women who wore short skirts, wore cosmetics, and used birth control.
They painted their faces with rouge, powder, and lipstick.
We took up smoking and doubled over the decade, and women started to drink more of giggle water.
Women's fashion has changed and will continue to change over the decades.
That's all, folks. Thanks for watching.